I think we're good.
There's never been another Moonberry Cup.
I think we're good. Okay. Finally, we're ready here with the final race, an any percent race here. Topaz League, Spencer versus MaximumTheSibbz. I'm going to count you down. We'll begin prologue. You guys ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Prologue beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, Bean, how's it going?
It is going good, Majama. It has been a wonderful time so far in Moonberry Cup
I agree,
16.
man.
How are you doing?
What an amazing Moonberry Cup so far. Just really happy to be able to show off the different categories and some new runners as well. We had what 1, 2, 3. I think three brand new MBC runners, which is great.
Yeah, it was incredible, and everyone in your Discord has been just sitting in the watch party that you made, and we've just been having a lot of fun.
I'm so glad I did that. If anybody else wants to join, !Discord, you can just hang out in the audience, watch party. So that was prologue, just like that. Super quick and easy, just some little jumps, and we can get right into Forsaken City. When you're ready, go to the postcard screen, and I'll count you down into it. I'm gonna watch how the start is here. We might have to vary up the start times after this, but let's see how it goes. Forsaken City in 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, there's the delay, so we'll have to, we can sync it up a little better than that next time. But Forsaken City, Bean, what's the strategy here?
Well, the strategy, Majama, this is going to be a bit of a difficult level to get started. A lot of people like to restart in City. You've got really, I think it's been said before, there's really a bit of everything here. You got a spike jump, you got a lot of wall bounces here, as you can see, and lots of hypers, lots of speed.
Yeah.
You really just want to get through everything cleanly here. A death isn't too costly. There's not a whole bunch of time save in City, but you really want a good City to just get your run started and get in the right mindset. That's really what you're looking for in this chapter.
So far, we are synced up here early on.
Oh yeah, both players. Ooh, Craig there, MaximumTheSibbz taking a bit of a death, but as I said, not a lot of time loss here. I think you're going to be seeing most of the time loss and the time difference in the later chapters, especially Resort.
Absolutely correct. First two chapters, this one and Old Site, are pretty quick. Not a whole lot of time to win or lose, but so far this is a very pretty clean. Even though we're seeing some deaths, it's still pretty speedy. Nice spike jump there on Spencer's screen.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned the speed, Majama, because this is very interesting. So we've got Bestness versus Spencer, aka Bestness, versus MaximumTheSibbz. Now, MaximumTheSibbz has actually done a bit of scoping out, and it turns out Bestness, in his PB, I believe, died about 28 times.
Yeah,
which
very low death count.
Very low. You're expecting somewhere around like maybe 80 deaths around the 40-minute range. But Bestness really, it seems that his preferred playstyle is consistent and safe, while MaximumTheSibbz is go for speed strats and try to get everything and be speedy. So it's gonna be nice to see that back and forth in the race.
Yeah, we've seen it before, and it's a great matchup to see. Let's take a look at the postcards here. So Spencer there, out in 158, and Craig in 204. So just a few seconds here, not a big difference so far.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so whenever you guys are ready, let's queue up, beginning of Old Site. Okay, looks like runners are in position. Let's begin Old Site in 3, 2, 1, go.
So Old Site, just a beautiful chapter, beautiful music, really.
Oh, yeah.
I think every time this chapter comes up, we always comment about the music. It's just an amazing song. Again, shout out to Lena Rain, for composing that.
Incredible.
And all the A-side songs in the game. Starting off in Old Site, you've got a bit of a bit of a section here where you go to the mirror. Really, all the time difference is going to be in the battle line chase, because those screens are a bit longer, especially the last two rooms of chase, where you really, if you die, it's going to be a bit costly. But again, it is a race, and even if you do die, you could still make it up in the later chapters.
Yeah, really good point. A couple of scary screens towards the end of here, but once again, not going to see a huge swing in times most likely for these two runners, but really smooth and clean stuff so far on both sides. I'm impressed. Both of these runners have not been running for super long comparatively to some people. Pretty new, and Spencer, really well known in the Smash world, has won some pretty big tournaments, and is considered a top competitor there. And just to move over here to a game like Celeste, speedrunning Celeste, is very interesting. And but obviously the competitive nature is there, the skills are there. So far, pretty smooth on both sides as they're really nicely through here. Yes, Craig is also through, and really smooth stuff here so far.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Smash, Majama. Actually, you really need nerves of steel in the Smash Brothers competitive world to fight an opponent. So I think you're not going to see a lot of nervousness from Spencer, but Craig is going to have to keep it together and try to be as speedy as possible. Unfortunately, he did have a bit of some tech issues today. His computer did blue screen, but he did get on another computer, and the show must go on.
Yeah, I mean, shoutouts to Quad Banger for helping out Craig, whose PC blue screen today, and he said, "Come on over, you can use my PC." So if that doesn't tell you like the beauty of the Celeste community, it's just incredible. Shoutouts to everybody, obviously. Shoutouts to Spencer, MaximumTheSibbz, The Bean. We're all Twitch streamers, and you should absolutely follow everyone here.
Yeah, everyone's very welcoming in the Celeste community. I'm really proud to be a part of it.
419, the early lead for Spencer here. Craig with a 430. Just about 10 seconds separates each runner as we head into the first real test of the run, Celestial Resort.
This is where the run starts.
Yeah, truly. Okay, looks like both runners are... sorry to interrupt you. Both runners in position here. Let's just get right to it. Celestial Resort beginning in 3, 2, 1, go.
Now, right near the start here, you're going to be seeing technically the second cycle room, I suppose. We've got this room here with the little meatballs, but the room after the bell is a bit notorious for being a bit difficult with with some strats.
It's tricky to get through. Right out of the gate, you have this kind of long screen with this awkward cycling. But both runners show how it's done here. First try on both sides, very nicely done.
Yeah, you see Spencer taking the more casual route, but it is safer, so that is smart for a race.
In with a Moonberry Cup
sub. Of course, MaximumTheSibbz trying to make up some time there, opting for a bit of a hyper on the block.
Shouts to Dankle. Welcome in, Dankle. Yeah, this is a long chapter, as we mentioned in the first race today. Really, the first lengthy chapter. There's a lot going on, and each runner is going to kind of have to navigate through and touch 3 bubbles, which are each going to kind of clean up a section of the resort. And then once that's all done, they're going to head to the roof to face off with Oshiro. Hopefully, it'll be a clean fight.
Yeah, it's really a test in endurance and knowledge, of course. If you know which screens, which cycle screens specifically you tend to die on, those are the screens where you want to learn a backup strat. You don't want to just like try it blind if you can help it.
Mm-hmm.
The laundry section especially is a bit tricky. Has some tricky rooms, especially that last one is a bit notorious for having a bit of a tight cycle if you're trying to do it really fast.
we are going to see a route divergence later on during the run. I believe we're going to see Maximum doing the 5B route, Spencer doing 5A, which is going to be interesting. Again, this whole race I'm really excited for because we have really like strats versus consistency, I think is what we're looking at. And 5B is, while it can be faster, it can also be very risky in terms of time loss.
That is true, but also MaximumTheSibbz has been in the lab in that chapter specifically. He's actually like faster than some like 30x speedrunners now in that chapter, so it's really impressive.
Maybe in his PB, but these are race rules, you know. Anything can happen in a race.
I was just about to say he's gonna have to keep calm and consistent through that.
Yeah.
Can really get into some death cycles there. See Craig here hitting the books bubble, and then he's gonna be moving on to the final section of Huge Mess, Laundry.
Yep.
Like I said, this is a bit of a tough one here. You've got a couple of really tricky rooms. Craig actually has a backup that he taught me here in this room. Oh, he did die in it. Let's see if he does it. Misses the first first try.
This room can be tricky. A couple of tight gaps you have to navigate through there.
Yeah, that upwards gap especially is like, you're always a bit nervous dashing up through that. You're not so sure where you're gonna be if you're moving fast. But Maximum gets through there, and we see Spencer here, just a room behind.
Yep. Craig hitting that bubble right around 8 minutes, and Spencer about 8:10. So I'd say maybe 10 seconds only separate these two as they head towards the roof. I think we're gonna see Maximum hitting the demo dash most likely. Not sure if that's in Spencer's bag of tricks yet, but I think Craig has it, right?
We shall see.
We shall see, right?
I don't know if MaximumTheSibbz uses Joy-to-Key. He tried to pass it off.
I don't use Joy-to-Key.
Oh, okay.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
Okay. He says he doesn't need it.
Wow.
Let's see. No checkpoint and gets through. Oh
What?
my goodness.
What
Wait,
a
did I not grab the checkpoint?
Flex. You
What
did
a
not grab the
flex.
checkpoint.
That was pure adrenaline. That was accidental.
Wow. He didn't even know. He didn't even know.
Looks like Spencer's opting for the key route here.
Yep. Which is not a bad play. I mean, first time through, it's not going to really make a big difference on time. Obviously, would have been nice if Craig had maybe taken a couple of attempts to get through there, but he is focused right now.
Oh yeah. Now up to the tricky section here, Mr. Oshiro.
Yes.
A lot of people hate this man, me included.
Yeah, he is not here for a good time. He is trying to slow you down, which no one likes. Tricky section, the roof section, and we could see the times change here, especially on the last screen. As we approach the last screen, that's that one could really change the fates around here.
Yeah, that's always my tip for Moonberry Cup. Practice the long screens, especially Chapter 3 last screen, because that one, it really can be tricky. It can really get in your head if you keep dying on it.
Yeah, very true.
We see Craig here entering the last screen now. Let's see how he does. Takes a death, but like I said, you want to learn the backups for the screens you tend to die on, and this is definitely a screen where you want to know the backup.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And a screen where if you're new to the speed run, the most important thing is just get through without dying. Even if you may have to take it a little slow, which I know it doesn't sound like a good thing, but it's actually both runners getting through very cleanly. Let's go. Impressive resort from both runners here.
I believe we saw a sub 6 for MaximumTheSibbz there, and close to sub 6 from Spencer is very, impressive considering like no demo and not a lot of like really like fast strats.
Yeah.
Although you do see Spencer doing a few fast strats as well.
He's got some
which
good.
is
He's
like,
got some good movement tech. Throwing
Oh, yeah.
hypers and extended hypers and things in there. Looks like we have a 10:35 for Spencer and a 10:31 for Craig. So only 4 seconds separate these two.
Yeah, and again, you can see the difference in deaths there. So we're talking about consistency versus strats.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's ready up postcard screen as we head into. Oh, Spencer's ready. Just go ahead. Go ahead when ready there, Craig.
Golden Ridge, a bit of a short chapter here, but one, if you really want to take it super fast, it's really packed with strats, but they can lose you some time, especially in the infamous auto scroller rooms. I believe we saw a speed school for one of them earlier. Is that right, Majama?
Yes. Yep. We did have a speed school from Tio, showcasing one way to avoid the auto scroller screen, and there's multiple ways. There's a couple auto scrollers, and each one has a multiple ways to make them a little bit faster. Some more risky than others.
We see Spencer here coming into the Archie room, opting not to do Archie, which is interesting. Archie is a myth, after all. Is that right, Majama? Did I get it right?
Archie is a cool strat for sure. Not a huge time saver, but pretty cool the way it works. Absolutely.
Yeah, not here, but I think you can if you do Archie in 5A. I think there is a bit of a significant time save there. But of course, not a lot of places to use Archie.
First auto scroller screen here. Spencer reaching it.
Yeah, it looks like Spencer's opting to do the normal intended strategy, which
Yep.
is really smart because, there's no risk of dying really, unless you really mess it up badly somehow. But
Yep. It's
other
safe.
than
It's
that,
safe and it's safe and it's trusted. You know, both runners
Yeah.
actually, even though you can see some discrepancy on the screens, if you look at the timers, this is like a dead heat. You guys, they're neck and neck.
Oh yeah. I see Spencer entering the pink cloud room at around 151, and Craig is just a couple seconds behind, really. So this is really close. Any death here can really change the tides in terms of who's ahead.
Yeah, this is really impressive, and I'm just kind of watching and waiting for the first sign of nerves maybe to creep in, or for the first runner to blink. But so far, there's been none of that.
Yeah, during Moonberry Cup, you definitely get into that flow state of just trying to be good, consistent, doing what you can. Celeste
Ooh.
Squish from MaximumTheSibbz there, trying to do the
There we
ultra.
go, and that's exactly what we were talking about in terms of trying the speed strats versus slow and steady. Spencer taking advantage of that one there, and oh my God, it's just
Oh no!
Craig is just thrown off
no.
now. Just thrown off. He has to regather himself here as Spencer enters cliff face at about 13 minutes 32 seconds. There we go. Craig is through.
Yeah, and this is I'm interested to see how Spencer deals with this. It looks like he's utilizing the hypers. Of course, casually this is very rough. Sometimes you can't move without using your dash, really.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like Spencer did learn this sub chapter though, which is really impressive. You see him doing like a lot of sick, nasty things in Ultimate, and the fact that he can like fit in time to learn stuff in Celeste.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
I'm not sure how long he's been running it, but yeah, he's already like very fast and obviously a gamer.
Oh yeah.
Both runners now making their way through cliff face, which is the final section of the chapter. You can see the wind here really blowing hard and affecting like everything that the runners do.
Yeah, you don't really want to be walking, especially in this subchapter, because you will not only lose time, but it will throw you off because the movement is not quite the same.
Yeah. Okay, Spencer is through. Let's send our energy now to MaximumTheSibbz for a nice clean finish here through the final few screens.
Yeah, it looks like Spencer finished at a 410. I believe MaximumTheSibbz only 2 runes away from the finish. Oh, doing the reverse. Very nice. Not opting to do the ultra, which is smart, as it can be really hard to get that, especially with the wind. It's a bit weird.
Nice. There we go. Both runners are through. Let's open up the journal screens here, and let's see where we're at. Bean, what do you see in the postcard or in the journals?
Well, we're looking at a 1447 from Spencer, and we're looking at a 1507
Okay.
from Craig.
20 seconds.
Around, yeah, 20 seconds isn't a lot. I believe Craig is gonna have to game in 5B to make up for that time. I think Spencer's just gonna keep being consistent and try to extend the lead here.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely, and this is where we talked about we're going to see the diverging routes here, 5A versus 5B. When you guys are ready, go to the postcard screens. I will count you down.
Hey, sorry for starting early last time.
Oh, yeah, no worries, man. Happens all the time.
I was just ready to go.
Absolutely.
It happens. It happens.
Craig, if you want to wait for my cue, or actually, no, I guess it would be Craig would have to go first. So I'm going to count down Craig, 3, 2, 1, go. And then I'm going to count down Spencer, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm just going to try and sync these up on the fly, okay? Okay, so Craig first. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Spencer, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that was pretty close.
yeah, that was really good.
That was a better start. Okay, so this is Mirror Temple, my favorite chapter, and for anybody unfamiliar, Bean, why are we gonna see a 5A versus 5B? Why do people run 5B?
Right. Well, there's a bug in the game. I think it's a bug where if you unlock the B side in the A side and then quit out and go to the B side, beat that, you do unlock the next A side in the game, which is 6A. So that's why, and 5B of course is faster than doing the entirety of 5B after collecting the cassette. So that's why runners tend to go 5B. Some do it in 6B as well, but that one is extremely tight. And most of the time save in 5B is from 1 2-frame trick, aka Bub's Drop.
Oh yeah, that should be good. And there's a couple of cool tricks that we're gonna see. That was one of them there from Maximum's screen. Kind of a big giant yeet across the screen. Now this is where the paths diverge. You can see Maximum taking the bottom route there, and this is to collect a cassette and unlock 5B. But it is a risk-reward move for sure, because 5B can really hurt your time if you don't play it well, and it is a difficult chapter. So we're gonna see what happens here.
Yeah, there's 2 large cycle rooms that really can get in your head in 5B, and honestly, it's we talked about Bub's Drop. It is a 2-frame trick. It's very difficult to get consistently, and as I said, MaximumTheSibbz did not have any practice, so he is gonna be doing this for the first time today, I'm pretty sure. But we'll see if he can do it. Of course, going right into 5B here. While Spencer is already across the mirror, you'll be seeing that parallel in 5B shortly, hopefully, on MaximumTheSibbz' screen.
Yep, and we're coming up on Bub's Drop, as Bean mentioned. It's a really tight trick. Really cool when it happens, though. He's going to attempt to leave the screen at the top of the screen, and then fall back down and take an intentional retry. Nope, he did not pull it off. So now he's going to have to go do a backup route, which is over to the left here through a kind of a bubble gauntlet room, and then take this bubble all the way back over.
Yeah, you really want to learn this backup, especially in races.
Yeah, this bubble room is not free for sure. It's kind of tricky, and especially when you're trying to do it fast. Meanwhile,
yeah, no, I've definitely reset there.
Meanwhile, Spencer over here just playing really, really smoothly and very clean.
Yeah, you can see him almost manipulating that Seeker to hit the switch for him. There are a few places where you can get that to happen, especially in 5A. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Craig getting the switch reverse.
Nicely done.
Says it's free. Kinda not.
Struggling here with the spike jump. Ooh, luckily there's a checkpoint right there, so a death is not too costly.
Yeah, and you can see Spencer here almost done with this subchapter and going to be moving on to search.
Yeah, this room is definitely sketchy. It's a big room, and that Seeker can come out of nowhere and grab you sometimes. So nicely done to get through there.
Ooh, looks like MaximumTheSibbz is off cycle. Oh, takes a death. I think that's probably better than being on a cycle you don't recognize. Meanwhile, we see Spencer moving on to search skip here.
Ooh, a costly death there on Craig's side. This final dash up through this narrow gap is it's only a 3-frame window coming out of the bubble there, and it is extremely costly if you don't get it. Second try is through.
Yeah, you can, I believe, extend that to a 5-frame window if you archie up into the bubble. That's what I've heard, but it is
Makes
a
sense logically,
really
yeah.
hard dash. Yeah. You can see here Spencer getting closer to the Theo section. Yeah, and he's through to the Theo section. Of course, 5A Theo is longer than 5B Theo, which is a big reason some people opt to just do 5B, even if it doesn't save time, really.
Yeah.
Because the mechanic can be a bit, not jank, but just strange and unfamiliar if you really come to grips with Madeline's movement. We see proper legend strat over there from MaximumTheSibbz on the pillar room.
Yeah, nicely done. That's the Craig right there.
That is the Craig. He did teach me that. It is really, really easy to do.
Oh
much
no.
easier
Okay, he's abandoned Theo. He's abandoned
Oh.
Theo, and now he's stuck. Oh my god. Oh, you don't want to see
need the
this.
boy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Stuck between a rock and a hard
yeah, the
place.
Seekers had him surrounded there. And
Yeah, this
is,
room is rough.
yeah, this can get pretty sketchy if you're not on your patterns. As Craig is now into the Seeker Gauntlet section, pretty tricky. Hopefully it's smooth because Spencer's not letting up. He's just making his way through 5A like a champ.
Oh yeah. Interesting strat there from Spencer, opting to climb the left side of the wall instead of jumping to the right. Looks like it is a bit more consistent, probably.
Oh, okay. This is sketchy stuff happening, but the saves are there for Spencer. He makes it to the eye room, and he's going to be wrapping up shortly. Craig not far behind.
Ooh, takes a costly death in the spring room. You can skip both of these springs. Skipping the second one is much easier than the first, though.
Spencer struggling a bit to hit that eye. Wow, for both runners. What a 5A versus 5B. Are you kidding me? Wow. That was extremely tight.
That was incredible.
Can we look at the journals, please? I have to see this. Okay, we had a 6:39 and a 5. I can't see that, but the total times 21:26, 21:40. Wow. Okay, we have a race.
Oh yeah.
We officially have a race. By the way, guys, we are giving away one final key at the end of this event. Steam key for Celeste. If you haven't done so yet already, !enter for your chance to win. We can send it right to you, or we can send it to a friend if you already have the game and you just want to gift it. Whenever you are ready, let's go to the postcard screen. Okay, it's time for reflection. Both runners are in position. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, go. I forgot to time it out. That's fine. That's all right.
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah, it's all right.
Now, moving on to reflection. This chapter introduces the feather mechanic, which is more. You get more angles if you use analog, just because analog is better than D-pad in every way.
Bean, you had
really.
to throw it in, didn't you?
Yeah.
I
Can we,
just
can we
had to.
strike that from the record here?
We'll edit it out. We'll edit that one out.
I had to throw one
Yeah.
in. But we'll see. Craig, of course, I believe, still uses the D-pad for all but one room in reflection. But we'll see what he can do here. As I said, you get more angles on analog, so you do maintain more of the feather speed. So you can't really frame greed as much on D-pad feathers. But Craig, of course, has been in this chapter many times, and he knows his feather routes by now.
Oh, we got
pretty
some
sure.
neutral jumps from Spencer. Nicely done. Neutral jumps is a good way to get through. Normally you have to go left and grab a feather. You're supposed to run out of stamina and not be able to climb up this right wall, but advanced strat known as neutral jumping will allow you to basically climb forever.
Yeah,
Looks-
really important to learn, not just for that, but for
Mhm.
just saving yourself in tight spots as well.
Yeah, very true.
Something up.
Reflection is another chapter that has some options when it comes to pathing. There are kind of like branching paths. There's a lower path and an upper path in a few different sections, and then there's one long vertical screen that has a few different ways to get through it as well. So I'm interested to see what the runners do.
Yeah, me too. Looks like Craig taking a misstep there, but just backing it up. So that's okay. Not a lot of time lost there. But he is going to have to tighten it up here if he wants to catch up and get ahead.
Yeah. Absolutely. Spencer here with the early lead.
Of course, that mask, you can stand in front of that mask and break the two walls really quickly there if you line it up properly.
See top route here from Spencer. I think we see top route from Maximum as well.
My guess would be, yeah. Top route is theoretically faster if you do it right.
Mhm.
But taking a death isn't exactly doing it right. But what's important is that you're familiar with the screen and what to do. I'm sure MaximumTheSibbz doesn't go bottom route, so it would really only be slower if he took bottom route, even though it is faster if he did know. But again, doesn't know, so it's faster to go top route.
Yeah, Celeste is just such a great game when it comes to speedrunning, and one of the reasons that we like to do these events and have the Moonberry Cup is we don't encourage people to run it. If they've never speedrun a game before, you don't have to get to the top 10% fastest people ever. You can definitely enjoy it, and I think we've all enjoyed our own journeys through the speedrunning process of, maybe when you start out, it takes you 2 hours to beat it, and then you learn a little more, and it takes you an hour and a half, and you learn a little bit more, and then you get that sub-hour, and just along the whole process, there's this feeling of setting a goal, achieving it, and getting faster and faster. So I encourage anybody who maybe has played the game only casually, or maybe hasn't played at all, to try speedrunning.
Oh yeah, not only the journey, but like the advanced tech in the game is just really fun to execute, and just seeing yourself zoom past screens where you just struggled is such a great feeling. See, of course, both racers here on the battle line fight. You don't really want to die here. There are set strats that you want to use. Not a lot of leniency. Of course, you've got some pseudo cycles, you can call them, with the shots and the lasers. So really what's important here is just not dying, playing clean, and getting to battle line as quick as possible to stop her from hitting her shots.
Yeah. There's a few kind of longer screens, but not a whole lot of like really, really long screens. But there are definitely a few that you want to be aware of because, again, obviously not dying is great, but deaths do happen, and if they do, you want them to be on a screen that's not going to be too punishing in terms of time. Therefore, there are some screens which are longer and can be really, really costly.
Oh yeah. We see Spencer here in the little feather hook room. Bit tricky, maybe on D-pad, just because of how tight that is. I remember Chemical Paka, who we saw race earlier, said that he just hates that room. But Craig getting through it smoothly, even on D-pad.
Yeah, the bumpers especially are kind of tricky because depending on where you hit them, it's going to shoot you off in a direction, and they're very sensitive. And yeah, it's not easy.
Oh yeah, they're extremely sensitive.
It looks like Max here has closed the gap a bit, making up some time.
Yeah, I think.
That's not
Craig, if I
cutscene.
recall. Oh no, we've all done that. I believe MaximumTheSibbz does have a better late game rather than a good early game. He likes to practice his reflection, his summits, especially his 5Bs. Although it didn't work out quite as well as he hoped to, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, so far, and Reflection is no exception. This is a super tight race, and it is a dead heat right now.
Oh yeah, same screen right now. You can see Spencer just trying to move cleanly and consistently,
Yep.
avoiding all the shots. Really important to in this last bit here to just not die, because these screens can be a bit longer than the usual reflection screens.
Final battling screen here for Max at about 6:55 entry. Spencer
Yeah,
about
this screen especially.
7 seconds behind. Yeah, this screen is one of those ones we talked about earlier that can be really costly in terms of time loss if you don't get through it cleanly. Luckily, both runners first time through. All that's left is to level up, grab your second dash, and finish this level out.
Yeah, I think a lot of people underestimate this section of the level where you really there's no threat of dying, kind of like a wake. So you kind of just want it to be, you want to have the optimal strat and just be consistent and fast through it. Just because there's no reason not to. It's really easy to just know what to do and how to do it.
GG, nicely done by both runners. Before we head into Summit, we got to take a look at these journals. This is a tight race, one of the tightest I've ever seen. 29:15 and a 29:25. 10 seconds separates these two runners. Wow, this is insane.
That's incredible.
Incredible. And it all comes down to Summit, as it usually does. Summit is an epic chapter, and they're going to have to really bring everything together here if they want the win.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Jump right into the Summit, guys. No countdown here. There's no time for a countdown.
Now, of course, Summit has been called a victory lap, but it's basically Madeline climbing the mountain all over again, which can be a bit difficult. You're going through the same sort of mechanics that you saw in all the levels, and it's really the game testing you. Have you mastered all of these mechanics, and can you master this new one that you've been given in the second dash?
Yep, adds a whole new element here. 2 dashes now for the remainder of the run. Summit is composed of kind of two a beginning and a final chapter, which we're seeing here in 0 meters. And then this middle sections are all throwbacks to chapters that we've seen. So as each runner here wraps up, goes into 500 meters, we're seeing all the elements from Forsaken City. Everything now just reimagined and a little bit harder.
Yeah, it can be tricky to get through some screens, especially in the later chapters where you can tell that like the developers had each screen or each sub-chapter be longer than the last with harder rooms. It's a really greatly designed level, honestly. But of course, taking a death in the later sections can be costly, especially in the final rooms of each sub-chapter, where you grab the purple orb and move on to the next sub-chapter. My goodness, the sync
This
up
is like,
right
yeah,
now.
this is neck and neck.
Can see there, MaximumTheSibbz gaining a bit of time by skipping one block. Those are the strats versus consistency. Of course, if you grab the block, it is more consistent. But now,
Orb touches within 2 seconds as we head into 1,000 meters.
wow. This is just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, not much to say. Let's just watch.
Can see MaximumTheSibbz there missing the coin at the bottom. It can be a bit tricky if you opt to go for the strat where you dash down right. Gotta give Madeline a bit of time to grab the coin and not dash immediately after exiting the bubble. Looks like Spencer here is like pulling ahead just a little bit. Not sure where Craig can get this time save. Perhaps in the later sections.
I'm really impressed by the strats I'm seeing on Spencer's side. Knowing how new he is to the game, he's hitting some really nice, these hyper bunny hops through transitions and things, which are, reserved for like more advanced runners. But he's making them look easy here. As both runners are in 1,500 meters, this is a tricky subsection here.
Yeah, this section has, in my opinion, the worst room in any percent, where you can see Spencer is on it right now. This can be a bit tricky. You don't really want to do anything like really super risky.
Yeah, if you get caught like trying to rush through here and you make a mistake, it could really be costly. But he's through cleanly. Both runners through.
Oh my god. MaximumTheSibbz taking a bit of a fast fall there. Almost got hit by the meatball. Gotta save time somewhere, I suppose.
Oh, wow. Okay. That looked like a backup strat, but it worked out. And both runners are going to take this kind of a secret pathway down here. It's a little bit faster. You break the wooden platform there, and extend that hyper your way across.
Yeah, and we can see Spencer here on the final screen, getting through it pretty cleanly, looks like, and he's off to 2,000 meters.
What a race here.
MaximumTheSibbz getting there.
Yep.
Spencer taking the top route, which requires a bit of a tricky sort of exit there, actually, at the end. You don't want to bonk. And of course you get to just collect a berry for free, which is always nice. Always nice to have.
You love free berries.
You can see Spencer here entering
very nice.
a room.
Extended wave dash at the end there from Spencer, and Craig wrapping it up as well. This is so close.
Yeah, Spencer in the room. This is very near and dear to my heart. You saw the speed school earlier that I made. Spencer opting for the normal intended strategy, but MaximumTheSibbz messing up the auto scroller skip.
Oh, that's
second try.
Yeah, that's the danger. Getting it second try though.
Yeah, it does save 6 to 7 seconds over the intended strategy. So if that's the amount of time it took Craig to get through, I'd say it's about the same time as doing the intended strategy. Spencer here at the final screen in 2,000 meters.
Yeah,
This is where you really see. Yeah, this is
definitely
really
keep this
see the
sorry.
screen is long. Sorry.
Pro comps here. Cleanly done there. I was just going to say, you definitely want to be clean through here. Another long screen with some real time loss possible if you accidentally touch a spike towards the top.
Yeah, 2,000 meters and 2,500 is where the final screens really get super long. Taking a death is really costly.
Okay, 2,500 meters, both runners into the Mirror Temple section of Summit. Final
You
section.
see Spencer here going for the bottom route where you can skip this bubble, but of course taking it can be faster if you're not
here
sure
we're
how
seeing
to
the
do
alternate
that.
strat here on Max's screen, which is kind of a double jump up the corridor, grab the key. I'm excited to see the times at the end of 2,500 meters as we head into 3,000.
Oh, me too. Spencer, they're doing that room. That room can be a bit tricky if you're opting to go for the normal speedrun strategy, which is to thread the needle, which can lose you some time. You really got to get it right on entry.
Final screen now for Spencer.
Yeah, this one you especially do not want to die in.
Oh yeah, it's tricky all the way to the end. You're not safe until you touch that purple orb.
Absolutely. You can see Spencer not climbing the little moving platforms.
Oh, missing
really
the
smart in a
door skip
race.
there.
That's unfortunate. It is easier to do door skip if you do have a demo button, just because your hitbox is smaller and you can fit through the gaps easier. But of course, Craig does not have a demo button, and just missed it right there.
I can't believe he first tried that demo dash back in Resort with no checkpoint.
Yeah, no checkpoint.
And no demo button.
Definitely one of the highlights in the Moonberry Cup.
Okay, I think Spencer's about 20 seconds ahead as both players are now going to make their way through 3,000 meters, the final climb of the game, heading towards the summit.
Yeah, this is a bit of a tricky section. You see Spencer here on the downdraft section. This is really hard casually, but it looks like Spencer just knows what to do here. You can really tell this is one of the levels that he practiced. Knows which ball bounces to go for.
Yep, very wise.
Yeah. Really important to learn Summit. It would be weird if you did not learn Summit. But of course you can see Craig doing the flag 24 skip. Really nice skip there.
Yeah, you don't have to hit all these flags, and it's a little bit faster if you skip certain ones, but the danger is here. The flags act as your checkpoints, so if you skip any flags and then you die, you may be going back 2 or 3 checkpoints.
Yeah, you definitely do want to collect some flags. Flag 5 especially, one of the best flags in the level.
Disagree. Really strong disagree.
Can really save you some time, honestly.
Ooh, Spencer taking a death there, and it's worth highlighting. It's worth noting because not too many deaths on Spencer's side. Very, very clean runner. Yeah,
like we said during the start, it is consistency versus strats here, and you know, if you just go through the game cleanly, I think this is a really good demonstration of just going through the game cleanly, not doing anything super risky, and still getting a great time. John, I believe you also did something similar where you no advanced tech, and still managed to sub hour. Is that right?
Yeah, yep. It was kind of just like an experiment. I didn't do any wave dashes or super dashes, just dashes and jumps, no skips, and was able to sub hour. So kind of just more like a exhibition or to see if it's possible. But yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so if you want to speedrun this game, everyone, even if you're scared off by the advanced tech, you can definitely just speedrun without them, and maybe if you like speedrunning the game, learn them later. Like that's completely okay.
Absolutely. Spencer here, touching down on flag 2, and with no signs of slowing down towards the peak.
You especially do not want to die in flag 2. It can really hinder your momentum going into flag 1, and can really lose a good amount of time.
No time lost for Spencer. That looks like an easy PB. Moonberry Cup PB, you love to see it. The competition bringing out the best in these runners. Let's all send our energy now to MaximumTheSibbz for an amazing and clean finish.
You do not want to skip flag 2. MaximumTheSibbz collecting that, of course.
Smart.
Really important to get it. It would be strange if you didn't get flag 2.
Guys, don't forget, stick around after this race. We are giving away a copy of the game, a Steam key. And there we go. Max is through. GG, what a race. Oh my God, you guys. That was crazy close the whole time.
Wowee.
Yeah, I'm very nervous still.
Yes.
What happened? Who won? I got a
Wow.
PB, so I won, but I don't
Wow,
know.
race is a way different ball game.
Yeah, oh,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep.
Very different. Yeah, very different.
Yeah, very. I mean, that was great. What a way to close out the 16th MBC Cup. Thank you guys so much for doing it. And shout outs once again to Spencer, MaximumTheSibbz, and The Bean. Go follow all these amazing streamers.